Okay. Let me get on the screen real quick. Okay. Hello, everyone that's here. I don't have an intro uploaded any of those things as of yet, but I will. But thanks for joining. Hello, Gwen, and people that are watching. So last night, the debate was a debate. Uh, well, we know that you know opinion people have opinions. They're like assholes. Everybody has one. But from I thought that in my opinion, I thought that he had said all he was supposed to say. And although he did Joe Biden, and although that he made some mistakes, we all know that he stutters. We all know that he's 80 years old. Okay, we get that. Trump really didn't bring anything to the table, right? He didn't say anything different that he doesn't say on his campaign trail at his rallies. He said nothing different. But um, in the beginning, I was afraid, kind of got scared that, um, man, they're going to look at Joe and they're going to think this man is too old to run up for office. He shouldn't even be sitting there. I don't think he can comprehend well. This is how young people think, right? Um, I respect older people because they're wiser, right? But anywho, Joe did what he did. He made some mistakes. CNN, which I was very surprised, went after him. Joy Reid said some negative things about him. And I was just, that made me more upset than anything to see CNN, which is basically a liberal station, go after the president that they have been windmilling for all this time. Because we know that on Fox, they don't do that. They will windmill. That's the one thing about the Republicans. They will windmill that they can't windmill anymore. They don't care. They know Donald Trump is lying, but they just go with it. Okay, well, whatever. And so to see the Democrats at MSNBC basically go after Joe, like he needs to step down and he needs to do all of it. He's not going. I don't think he should be running, being president. Because I mean, he didn't comprehend this and that. Whatever. It was very negative. And I was like, oh, I knew they were going to do this to this man. I feel bad because I understood what he was trying to say. I know that he stands for abortion rights. I understand he stands for the things he stands for. We know that if you are, have been watching and paying attention, you know what he stands for. He stumbled. He made a mistake. Um, so for me, I'm like, okay, what are we doing? So anyway, so when they talked to Kamala, and the vice president, and she said she was standing behind Joe. Okay, he made mistakes. People make mistakes. Um, Everybody's not 100% all the time, but I know when I sit down with this man, um, he's running this country and he's doing a good job at running this country. Um, Governor Newsom, you don't turn your back on people because they made a mistake or they messed up. He said he knows Joe Biden. Joe Biden is, you know, he's good. I'm standing behind him, and everybody else should stand behind him. And I was like, well, that's a good sign to me. That's positive to me. And you have to think about that. You kind of have to put yourself in his shoes. I think he stumbled and stuttered a lot and looked confused because he couldn't believe. And I did say that in the chat yesterday. He couldn't believe that Trump was lying so much to the point it was like, I can't believe this man is standing here telling all these lies. Because even if you were live here, sitting here with me yesterday watching it, I couldn't believe. I was like, this man, this is just so blatant and just crazy that he's sitting here and he's telling these lies the way he's telling these lies. It's just disgusting, right? So anyway, today, I guess it was earlier today, Joe Biden was in South Carolina, Raleigh, North Carolina, my bad. Um, if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna share it with you right now. It's like 20 minutes long or whatever. But Joe Biden is talking. He sounds strong. He sounds, coherent. His voice is stronger. He sounds like he is good. He sound today like he should have sound last night, but they said he had a cold. Okay, and that happens.
Here's President Biden.
Thank you. Thank you, North Carolina. I'll get in trouble with my mom looking down in heaven if I don't say, please excuse my back. I apologize. It's good knowing you have my back. Eric, thanks for that introduction. We had a wonderful time spending time with your sons, Kristen and Carter. They're going to grow up to be incredible young men. You would have been really impressed the way they talked about their dad, how informed they were about what was going on. I was truly impressed. I ate 2 hamburgers. A special thanks to Roy and Kristen Cooper. Roy, you've been a great governor. Which makes it all the more important that North Carolina elected a great governor to replace you, Josh Stein. And when I'm reelected again with your help, I want you to know that I'm not promising not to take Roy away from North Carolina. Where they're coming out, I don't know. And thanks to all the state and local leaders here today, the great musicians and entertainers who performed earlier. Folks, let me tell you why I'm here in North Carolina. I'm here for what? That's okay. That's okay. I'm here in North Carolina for one reason. Because I intend to win this state in November. Are you going to see that? I think we are. And Roy's right. We win here, we win the election. And here's how we're going to do it. We're going to stand up for the women of America. We're going to restore Roe v. Wade as the law of the land. We're going to stand up for the right to vote. We're going to stand up for Medicare and Social Security. We're going to fight for child care, paid leave, and elder care. We're going to keep lowering the cost of prescription drugs, not just for seniors, but for every single American. We're going to keep protecting the Affordable Care Act, which is why more than 40 million Americans have health insurance today. We're going to protect our children and get the weapons of war off our streets. We're going to provide clean drinking water, affordable high-speed internet, quality education for every child in America. We're going to secure our border and protect legal immigration. And unlike the other guy, we're going to stand up to dictators like Putin, because America bows to no one ever.
Okay, so if he sounded like this last night, I think he would be, ahead in the polls. This is hello, Norris, and just simply, I'm glad you came over here and joined me today. And Gwen. So I think that, if he would have sounded strong, he sounds strong today, very strong. Like I said, this is an 81-year-old man, right? And like I was telling my husband last night, I have like because I'm going through the pause. My memory is not that great either. Last night I was trying to think of something that somebody said. No, it's this. I was like, oh, good. I'm going through it too, and I'm what 53, but that's part of the pause, honey. So when you start going through that, then you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, he sound good, and I think if he sounded like this last night, we'd be like, okay, we would all be talking about what Trump said and what Trump was doing. You talking about last night, all the bull crap that he was in the lies that he was saying, right? Okay.
Folks, and we're going to keep dealing with the climate crisis. Look, more than anything, we're going to preserve, protect, and defend our democracy. It was more than anything else. That is what is at stake in America this election. Your freedom, your democracy. America itself is at stake. Now, folks, I don't know what you did last night, but I spent 90 minutes on the stage debating a guy who has the morals of an alley cat. Did you see Trump last night? My guess he said, I mean it sincerely, a new record for most lies told in a single debate.
Exactly.
He lied about the great economy he created.
Right.
He lied about the pandemic he botched, killing millions of people. He closed businesses, he closed schools, losing their homes, people all over this country.
And as I said last night, and I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it, the economy is what it is. Well, see, I'm having a memory lapse here. We are in a recession because of C-19, right? This is the cause of it. And I said this last night. This is Trump's fault while we're having this recession, because we all know back during that time, ships couldn't come in. You know, China was all closed. China was closed down. We get a lot of our products from China. A lot of stuff is manufactured there, so a lot of things couldn't come in. So now it's here. People were getting their stimulus checks, and like I said yesterday, they were buying Gucci bags. They weren't paying their rent. Those stimulus checks were for them to pay their bills, and a lot of people did not pay their bills. So what happened? They were out shopping, living in a lavish little lifestyle off this little $1,200 that they got, or $2,000 that they got received, didn't pay their bills. And so the people were like, okay, because I know here in Atlanta, a lot of people were not paying their rent. And as soon as it was over and they got back to business in those apartments and stuff, people were put out. A lot of people were evicted, like over 70,000 people, because they raised the rent. The rent just skyrocketed, and everything just started skyrocketing. Right, in real estate especially. So that's on Trump. That has nothing to do with Joe Biden. These are the people, the big businesses and stuff. They're trying to make their money back. And so this is why you have the recession. It's not Joe Biden's fault. It is Donald Trump's fault, because he didn't do what he was supposed to do, because he was so busy getting rid of the infectious disease team, and any team that, or anything that Obama implemented when he was in office. He tried to get rid of everything, and that's all on him.
America's flat on its back. So I told Trump that he was just one of two presidents in American history who left office with fewer jobs than he started. Herbert Hoover was the other one. That's why I call him Donald Herbert Hoover Trump. And then he lied about how great he was for veterans. But then I told him how he had called a veteran who had given their lives in the country in World War I and refused to go to the grave sites. He called them suckers and losers. He tried to deny it. But let me ask you, are you going to believe a 4-star Marine general His own former chief of staff, John Kelly, who said he said that. Or the disgrace defeating a lying Donald Trump. My son was one of those people. Not a woman in debate. Folks, look. How about the fact that 44...
They keep saying 4 more years. It's like you don't even have to talk anymore. We already know what it is.
How about the fact? That's okay. How about the fact that 40 out of his 44 top advisors, including the vice president, aren't supporting him this time around? The people who know him best, 40 of them said, I will not support the man I work for this time around.
Right.
It tells you a lot about the person who knows him. Mm-hmm. Look, he lied about how great he was on crime. I had to remind him that he oversaw a record increase in murder rates in 2020. On my watch, violent crime has hit a 50-year low. There's more to do with this 50-year low.
And that is a fact. Violent crime is down.
But the only convicted criminal on the stage last night was Donald Trump.
Exactly.
When I thought about his 34 felony convictions,
hey, Michelle,
his sexual assault on a woman in a public place, his being fined $400 million for business fraud, I thought to myself, Donald Trump isn't just a convicted felon. Donald Trump is a one-man crime wave.
Woo!
He's got more trials. He's got more trials coming up.
Yes, lock him up.
Look, the thing that bothers me maybe most about him, he has no respect for women or the law.
Right.
He doesn't. And then, his biggest lie, he lied about how he had nothing to do with the insurrection of January 6th. We all saw it with our own eyes. We watched it on television. We saw thousands in his direction attack the Capitol. We saw police being attacked, the Capitol being ransacked, the mob hunting for Speaker Pelosi, gallows literally set up for Mike Pence. And then he told them as he sat in the dining room, the private dining room one door off my Oval Office. He sat there for 3 hours watching the TV. He did not a single thing to stop it. Nothing. Nothing at all. And now he wants to pardon all those convicted and criminals. But folks, for all his lies, we learned some important truths about Donald Trump last night. We learned he's still proud of being the person who killed Roe v. Wade.
Right.
We learned, we learned he's still proud about the pain and cruelties inflicted on America's women. We learned he still believes that politicians, not doctors and women, should make decisions about the woman's health. We learned that if he's elected again and the MAGA Republicans pass a national ban on abortion, he will sign it. Donald Trump says he thinks overturning Roe v. Wade was a beautiful thing. I think it was a nightmare. No, I really mean it, a nightmare. And I made it clear again last night, if you elect me and Kamala, you give us a Democratic Congress, we will make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again. He continued to lie. He said, I quadruple taxes.
That's a lie.
Where the hell has he been? Which is a simple lie. I didn't raise a tax on anyone in America who they made less than $400,000 a year. And I won't in my second term either. We learned that Trump, who had the largest deficit of any president in 4 years because of a $2 trillion tax cut to the super wealthy, we learned that Trump wants to give another giant tax cut for the very wealthy and the biggest corporations. This time, $5 trillion. Not a joke. $5 trillion. To pay for it, he's going to cut Medicare and Social Security. He'll cut health care. He'll do it all with millions of working and middle-class Americans all paid for another tax cut for the very wealthy. Then, to add insult to injury, he wants to raise taxes on the average family $2,500 a year. What amounts to a new 10% sales tax on all products imported in America. That's his new plan. For food, coffee, candy bars, and so much more. It's going to raise the tax on the average family $2,500 a year. And most dangerously, though, we learn that Donald Trump will not respect this year's election outcome. He's still not respecting the last time out. Now think about it. Every court in Iran ruled that it was a fair election. He's still denying it, still telling lies. 3 times Trump was asked last night by the moderators, would he respect the election results if he lost this time? 3 times he refused to answer. 3 times. Folks, Donald Trump refused to accept the results of 2020. We all saw what happened on January the 6th.
Okay, so let me talk about this real quick. So we know that he didn't accept the election, right? He caused the January 6th. Well, he incited the January 6th riots. Let me say, please be prepared because they're going to do it again if he loses. Okay, they've already said it will be a civil war if it happens, if he loses, because he has conditioned these people to believe that he won in 2020. He should have been president, right? They believe that. They believe that with everything within them. So just be prepared. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know if they're going to raid. I doubt if they raid the Capitol again, because I'm sure they'll have a ton of police out there. But he will most definitely incite it, because he does dog whistling every time he goes to do his rallies. He's always dog whistling. Do not underestimate this man. Trust me, people know it, and he will seek revenge, and he will try to become a dictator. He only likes dictators. Kim Jong-un loves him. He said that last night, right? He had a rapport with Kim Jong-un and Putin, dictators. That's what he likes. That's what he wants to be. Okay, this is real stuff.
The direct consequence of that. It was an international embarrassment. By the way, as I go to these international meetings, I know every major world leader. And I literally, because I've been around, as you might have noticed. But they asked me, did he really mean this? Was this real? It caused a constitutional crisis and international embarrassment. Now, Trump is making it clear that if he doesn't win this time, there will be, in his words, bloodshed. But no president has ever said anything like that. No president. His words, not mine. We're going to let Donald Trump attack our democracy again? I don't think so. Folks. We've come a long way. We've come a long way from the mess that Donald Trump left us. We came out of the pandemic. We're a long way from where Donald Trump telling us to inject bleach in our skin. That COVID is not that dangerous. Today we have the strongest economy in the world without exception. 15 million new jobs. 800,000 manufacturing jobs. Unemployment under 4% for a record 2 years in a row. Historic Black and Hispanic unemployment down.
That's true.
Historic creation of small business in Black and all communities across the nation, particularly in rural areas. Historic economic growth. Inflation has dropped from 9% to 3%, and is still going down.
Oh, okay, that's good.
I know we have more to do to get prices down. We have to take on corporate greed. They're making twice the profit they were before the pandemic. We got to make housing more affordable. Provide child care.
Yep.
Make the tax code fair. 16 Nobel winners of the economic Nobel Prize have looked at my economic plan this week. They've issued a report. And Trump's plan. Here's what they concluded. They said that my plan would continue to grow the economy and bring down inflation. 16 Nobel laureates. And that Trump's plan would send the nation into recession and inflation soaring through the roof. But don't take my word for it. Folks, let me close with this. I know I'm not a young man. State the obvious. I know. As easy as I used to. I don't speak as smoothly as I used to. I don't debate as well as I used to. But I know what I do know.
I know that's right.
I know how to tell the truth. I know right from wrong.
That's right.
And I know how to do this job. I know how to get things done. And I know, like millions of Americans know, when you get knocked down, you get back up. I know what it took to take our economy from the depths of the pandemic to where it is today, the strongest economy in the world. I know what it'll take to bring this economy to everybody. I know what it'll take to rally the world, to stand up against Putin and defend freedom, not yield to him.
I know that's right.
And I know what it'll take to keep the world safe and free for the years ahead. Folks, I give you my word as a Biden, I would not be running again if I didn't believe with all my heart and soul I can do this job. Because quite frankly, the stakes are too high. The stakes are too high. Donald Trump is a genuine threat to this nation. Mm-hmm. He's a threat to our freedom. He's a threat to our democracy. He's literally a threat for everything America stands for. Look, he doesn't understand what I think all of you do. America is the finest and most unique nation in the world. We're the only nation in the world, and I mean this sincerely, it's a fact statement, not a hyperbolic statement. It's fact. We're the only nation in the world built on an idea. Mm-hmm. All the nations built on ethnicity, geography, and other religion. But we're built on an idea that we're all created equal. We deserve to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to, I'll be damned, in the year 2024, just 2 years. Just 2 years before the 250th anniversary of our Declaration of Independence, that I'll let Donald Trump walk away from it. I give you my word. I give you my word as a Biden. We're still a nation. I believe we're still a nation that believes in honesty and decency and treating people with respect. I still believe we're a nation that gives everyone a fair shot and leaves nobody behind. We're still a nation that gives hate no safe harbor. And we're still the beacon to the world. We can never give up what makes America, America. Donald Trump is motivated by revenge and retribution. Well, revenge and retribution never built a damn thing. You and I, we Americans, are a nation of hope, optimism, and possibilities.
That's right.
That's what always built America. That's going to continue to build America today. The choice in this election is simple. Donald Trump will destroy our democracy. I will defend it. So, folks, are you with me? It's the first president I've heard of that stood up there running for president, having been one for one term, saying America's a failing nation. Where the hell does he think he is? I'm serious. Failing, I don't know if president wouldn't trade places with America in a heartbeat. He's dead wrong. America's not a losing nation. America's winning. As I stand here today, I can honestly say I've never been more optimistic about America's future in my whole career. We just have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America.
I know that's right, Joe.
There is nothing beyond our capacity. Nothing when we act together. You got it. So may God bless you all.
And God bless
America. May God
America.
protect our troops. Let's go get them, North Carolina.
I don't know how that makes you feel, but it makes me kind of tear up a little bit inside. Hey, Miss Gardner. Made me feel good. So I said, Joe got it. He has the fight in him. And so we got to go out here. All the 9 people that's here, 10 people that's here, we got to go out there and we got to support this man. Okay? You might not like everything that he has said, everything he has done. We all know he may have said some things in the past, but that's the past, right? Because he's apologized for that and he has basically said, no, I apologize for those things that I said in my past. And I know some of that stuff was probably taken out of context. But when you hear people say that, oh, he said racist things, and honey, Donald Trump last night, what did he say? Black people's jobs. What's a black person's job? Because black people, he said the immigrants are coming over here. He said illegals are coming here taking black jobs. What's black jobs? I asked the question on my community page. We're all trying to figure out what a black job is. Because I know black people that work in corporate America. I know black people on television. I know black people. We had a black president. What's a black job that illegal aliens are coming and taking from black people? I live in Atlanta. I live in Georgia. Uh, One of the most blackest states out here. And I can tell you one thing: I don't really see black people mowing lawns, uh, building houses. I don't see that. So if he wanted to say something, black people's jobs, blah 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 blah, who? Because all the people that live here that own businesses, they own gas stations, they own hair. The Asians own the little beauty shops where you go get your little, those little beauty stores or whatever. I'm trying to understand what he meant by black jobs. Because you can't put fear into me. Because I know a lot of educated black people who got good jobs. Now, what I do know, if you get your racist behind into office and they pass that Project 2025 agenda, black folks ain't going to have jobs. It's going to be hard for black people to get jobs. Okay? Because they don't believe in DEI, because they even believe now that the jobs that black people do have, it was because in corporate America, uh, airline pilots is because of DEI, because they're not smart enough to fly planes. One of those people said that. Okay, that I do know. So you don't have to like Joe Biden, but if you love this country and you love your freedoms and the choices that you can make as a human being, and you love your civil rights, you don't vote for Donald Trump. That's in a nutshell. That's a given. So anyway, I dropped a link. If anyone likes to come up and have a discussion, because I will be talking about Project 2025 on Sunday. Hi, Mel. How are you?
Hello.
Hello. Hey, what's going on?
Oh, it's an echo. I'm sorry. Wait. Hold on. Let me mute this. Sorry. There we go. Boom. Yeah, you know what? That, oh, wait a minute. Okay. All right. Please gonna do this.
Hey, Red.
I'm gonna have to drop that because it's not really working.
You hear echo? I don't hear echo.
You know?
Mm-mm.
All right. Yeah, I'm just happy that Joe took his Centrum elderly vitamins that he needed to get that cold off of him, get him the vitamin C that he needed because he definitely sounded much better in that rally that he did last night.
Yeah, he sound much better. I was happy to see that. Gwen said that last night after the debate, he got on stage and he sounded, good. So I don't know that, I honestly believe that he was just, taken aback by what Trump was saying. Um, like I said, kind of just it threw me off to like, why is he lying like that? Like, why would he come up and talk about your policies and what you have planned for America? I don't need to hear you sit here and call him a liar. And, oh, I didn't understand what he was saying because he stuttered. You're trying to be funny. You're being mean and evil. W1 said he's always been like that because W1 grew up in New York and he said he's always been like that. So it's like that's like nothing new about how he's talking about people. He don't like people. He think he's above everybody. And so he's a disgrace. I don't want to see him anywhere near the White House, anywhere near the government. I don't want to see this man ever again. The next few months, after he loses, I want him gone. I don't want to hear about a Donald Trump.
Right.
Unless they're talking about he lived and he was born this year and this is the year he passed away. I'm being real with you.
It's crazy. I think that for me, it's still shocking that he was already the president. I don't think in my memory that we've ever had a president who was in office and came back to do it again. Even if people were in disgrace or criminals and all that stuff. Bill Clinton was what was it? He was not disbarred. He was impeached. And that was the case. He could have been Obama could have like George Bush. Everyone they simply come back if they wanted to. So why have we given the idea or the privilege to come back?
His base gave him the idea that he could come back. That's his base. That's the people that still support him. Because not every Republican supports him. It's the MAGA people like Marjorie Taylor Greene's and the little troll dude that looked like the little gnome. He supports him. These people, and even, which is crazy to me, is the fact that Mitch McConnell still supports him. See, it's crazy. They know what he did, but yet they stand behind whoever's going to be the Republican president. They're going to stand behind him regardless.
They want to win at all costs. That's one thing about Democrats that some of the people have done with the TV shows and everything else that they don't play the Republicans play. He has been convicted of so many horrific crimes, but yet they still will go out there and actually act like he's a legitimate president candidate. And he's not.
First of all, he's a convicted felon, right? He gets sentenced on, I think, July 11th. In a couple of weeks, he's going to be sentenced. Here's the deal. As a felon, you can't be president of the United States because the Constitution, I believe somewhere in the Constitution it says that. He can't fly anywhere, right? He can't fly to certain states because he's a felon. You say it's a bad echo? Can you hear me? Am I echoing?
Oh, me?
No, Gwen said it's a bad echo.
Yeah, I was echoing too.
Let me turn this off. Okay. Can y'all still hear me? Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. So basically, oh, they says echo when you speak.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is a
it's
that goes for me
actually me
too.
too.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't hear it.
Yeah, it is. So
Yeah. So
let me
let
drop
me
down and
drop
see if I
down
can
and see
get
if I
back
can get
on.
back on.
Okay.
Right.
So where was I? So yeah, as a felon, he can fly into certain states. Um, he can't even vote. So how are you going to be president of the United States? I was saying to my husband and my bonus son, I said, this is very interesting to me because had this been Obama standing here saying, you know what, hey Mickey, um, saying, I I don't believe that my opponent won this race fair and square. So I'm a contested. And as a matter of fact, I am not going to step down. I'm going to have a coup, right? Boo boo. They would have lot. First of all, it wouldn't have been tens of thousands of black people going into the Capitol, storming the Capitol, because they would have shot them down right where they stood. Okay, we know that to be true. I don't care what anybody says. We can sit here and play like it wouldn't happen. It would have happened. Number two, they would have sentenced Obama if he did what Trump did. He'd be sentenced, going to jail, locked up probably right now. Okay, we know because what we're witnessing right now is white privilege, privilege of a rich man, right? That has 75 million, maybe 70 or 63 million people standing behind him right now. You have an administration full of people that are standing behind him. The MAGA party. Let's see if you hear a thing. Can you hear?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, I say I don't hear an echo. Do you hear an echo still?
Let me
Let me
see.
see.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
I do.
So I'm gonna
So I'm
drop
gonna
down.
drop down.
I
I
don't know
think
what's happening now. StreamYard's doing it differently, but I don't know.
Yeah, I might change the StreamYard because I have issue with the site all the
Let's
time.
switch with that.
So, it's always an issue with this. Sorry. So what I'm trying to say is, when it comes to Donald Trump, and he has all the privilege in the world, he has the money and he has the privilege, and that is what we're witnessing in full effect. A white man, a rich white man with all this privilege to do and say and go as he pleases. Now, he said that he was treated badly when he got locked up when he got put in jail here in Atlanta. That's a lie. Because how long did he stay in there? 30 minutes? He claims he was abused. He was all in there for like 30 minutes. I don't even think 30 minutes. I think he just checked in and checked out, right? It's the gaslighting for me. It is the lies that he tells, right? Just be smart about it when you go to the polls. I mean, when you go to vote, just be smart about it. You're not voting for the president. You are voting for your freedom and your rights, your civil rights, to be able to vote. You're voting to be free to be a woman. You're voting to be free to live your lifestyle the way you choose. This is what you're voting for, your freedoms and your choices. Okay. So, I'm not going to talk about Project 2025 tonight. I am going to talk about Project 2025 on Sunday. I think I have it for Sunday. So I wanted to talk about Joe Biden and what he's done and his administration has done for black people, since they want to say that he's doing nothing for black people. Now, if you go to the website, let me share this with you guys. Okay. Normally, this is W1's job to do, but he's watching television, he's chilling. So I'm going to do this really quick. So you see here, this happened. This was put out on February 6, 2024. This is all the things that Joe Biden and Kamala are doing for black people. Okay, so over the last 3 years, the Biden and Vice President Harris have leveraged the full force of the federal government to advance racial justice and equity and ensure the promise of America for all communities, including black Americans across the country. With the support of these efforts, black Americans are starting new businesses, creating jobs, buying homes, and taking advantage of increased education opportunities at historic rates, contributing to a 60% increase in wealth compared to before the pandemic. Okay. I noticed everyone at the lake today flying their Trump flags from their damn boats. I took a pivot. I didn't have the energy to deal. They think they won. You know, that's the thing. What did he say? They think because Joe Biden stumbled, said a couple of miswords, stuttered here and there, that he won, that Donald Trump won. They feel like Donald Trump came in and said some real nasty stuff because that's what they expect out of him. And he won. He was just nasty. He was just being his nasty, crass self. That's it. He's a loser. And he knows it. So, okay, let me go down here. So, growing economic opportunity for black families and communities due to President's legislative victories, including the American Rescue Plan, the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, the CHIPS and Science Act, and the Inflation Reduction Act, as well as the President's historic executive orders on racial equity. The Biden-Harris administration is ensuring that federal investments through the President's landmark Investing in America agenda are equitably, I can't say the word, are flowing to communities to address long-standing economic inequities that impact people's economic security, health, and safety. And the vision is already delivering results. The Biden-Harris administration has powered a historic economic recovery that created 2.6 million jobs for black workers and achieved both the lowest unemployment rate on record and the lowest gap between black and white unemployment on record. Okay. Help black working families build wealth. Black wealth is up by 60% relative to pre-pandemic, the largest increase on record. Cut in half the number of black children living in poverty in 2021 through I'm sorry, thinking about AARP. I got my card the other day. Anyway, cut in half the number of black children living in poverty in 2021 through ARP's child tax credit expansions. This expansion provided breathing room to families over 9 million black children. Let me say this to you guys while I have you here. So, here in Georgia, all the teachers here in Georgia, every teacher here in Georgia got a raise of $4,000. Every single teacher in the state of Georgia got a raise of $4,000. Okay, it may not seem like a lot, but it helps. Thank you. But it helps, right? So we know that teachers need a raise. And they've probably been asking for a raise for years. They deserve it. They got it here in the state of Georgia. I don't know about anyone else's state, but I read that they got it here in this state, which is a plus. They probably don't even know that that was Joe Biden that gave them that $4,000, gave the money to the state. And Kemp took it, and everybody got a raise. So that's a plus. Let's see. Begin reversing decades of infrastructure disinvestments, including with $4 billion to reconnect communities that were previously cut off from economic opportunities by building needed transportation, infrastructure in undeserved communities, including black communities. That's a big deal, right? So when people tell you, well, what is he doing? He's not doing anything. He's doing, I mean, it's a whole list here. We can go through the whole list, right? Look at this. Black-owned businesses, they're growing and thriving. There's a lot of black people out here that's building businesses. There's a business every day. New restaurants are popping up everywhere. A lot of black-owned businesses. A lot of people are moving from Florida, moving from Texas, coming to Georgia, right, to work, to start businesses. Okay. So there's a whole list there. All you got to do is type in what I typed in. What has Joe Biden done for black people? And this pops up. I Googled it and this is what came up. And so I started reading. It's like, wow. This is a government website. It tells you all the things. So I don't have to go through this whole list of stuff. Right? But it's here. It's here for anyone to see, anyone to Google it, and let your black friends know. Oh, it's a whole list of things that he's doing for black people. If you have white friends, let your white friends know. Let your Spanish friends know. Your Asian friends know. This is what Joe Biden is doing for black people, especially black people who think that he's doing nothing, and they believe in all sincerity that other man over there, that little red, orange man over there, has their back. Well, we know for a fact that he doesn't. Okay? So, it's been an hour. And I appreciate you all being here. But I wanted to give you this. I don't think Donald Trump won this fight. I know that's what I named it, who won. I asked the question, who won? In my opinion, Joe Biden is still the winner. I do believe in my heart of hearts that he will win the presidency again, because I believe that people know deep down in their hearts that this is America. It's the United States of America. If you ever traveled overseas, you know this is the greatest country in the world. We have gone through some things, but we are still the greatest country in the world. We have the freedom and to do as we please, right? I hope you're doing election coverage. Oh, I will. After I vote, we can't do another Trump administration. We just can't do it. And I totally agree with you. I mean, it can't happen. This country would be devastated by it. And not only this country would be devastated by it, but the world would be devastated by it. Because the world depends on us. The world moves the way we move, right? So I don't think he's going to win, because I think people are smart enough to get to that booth and make the right choice. They know what's up. Trust me on that. The only people that don't know what's up are the 63 million people that he's claiming is going to go vote for him, and that's what he needs to win. Because it was 75 million before, right? 75 million people came out. He's not going to hit those numbers again. People have already said they're not voting for a felon. The independent people, they're not voting for it. They might sit at home. No one can sit at home. No one should be sitting at home. Mel said, I need all the families who lost loved ones because of Trump's bad decisions to stand behind Joe Biden. That would probably bring them to people to tears. Exactly. Absolutely, Mel. W1 said, yep. So, guys, I really enjoyed you guys. And I'm going to probably change over to StreamYard. Is that it, StreamYard? Because it's echoing. I don't know. It could be my new microphone. But we will try this again on Sunday. And I will definitely post it. I hope that you all come on Sunday. We're going to talk about Project 2025. A little bit. I'm going to go over that a little bit. It's 1,000 pages long. I mean, who writes a manifesto 1,000 pages? That's a lot. Evil people. So we definitely will get together again on Sunday. I hope that you all have a wonderful Saturday. I hope it's sunny in your state, wherever you are. And we will talk to you. I will talk to you again. Hopefully, W want to join in and talk about Project 2025. because it's very important that y'all get this message and spread the word about Project 2025. It is nothing to play with. Like I said yesterday, these people are coming to play chess, not checkers. They mean business. Okay? So I don't have a outgo, but I'm gonna tell you all good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Enjoy your Saturday evening. Have a glass of wine. Calm down. No anxieties over here, because we see that Joe Biden is okay. He's doing well. Y'all have a blessed night, a good night. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel, and I will see you on Sunday. Okay? Good night.